Hi, my name is Mike. Today I'm reviewing the new Stray from the Path record, Subliminal Criminal.
Every rich white kid's got something to say! Shut the fuck up!
Stray from the Path is a hardcore band from Long Island, New York, which is only about an hour and a half away from where I live. So they're kind of a hometown band. No. Subliminal Criminal is their fifth record, and they've really stuck true to that whole Rage Against the Machine inspired hardcore metal. Stray is still doing a great job of combining the unfiltered political and social lyrics along with that chaotic style of New York hardcore, where I'm from, New York. The best part about Stray from the Path in general is that they do not take themselves very seriously. Even though they're discussing very serious topics, like I said, political or social issues that they want to discuss, they don't take themselves seriously, and that always makes for very fun, very energetic, and exciting music. This just straight up has to be one of the most fun records I've heard all year because of the fact that Stray doesn't take themselves seriously, and they don't give a shit what you think about their opinions, and they're very open and outlandish about everything that they're trying to say on this album. Pretty much every song on this record has one of those kill everyone moments where it's either a breakdown or, it could be a verse, just anything that just makes you want to set things on fire. So be careful where you listen to this song. If there's a lot of flammable objects, I would advise just not to listen to it whatsoever. If you give this album to anyone who has any violent tendencies, they're probably going to start a riot, which that's a good thing. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is all of these songs, like pretty much Stray's entire discography, are going to be really awesome when they tour this fall. I can't wait to hear any song from this album live. If they play any and all songs, I will be extremely satisfied because they are all songs that are just perfect for a live hardcore setting. Actually, one of the only problems I have about Stray is I've only seen them once. I saw them back in April with Enter Shikari. They opened the Minesweep tour, and I saw them at the Gramercy Theater in New York City, and the audio was just not good. The vocals were just, the highs were so high, and it pretty much hurt your ears the entire time. So I'm seeing Stray again at the Gramercy in October with Comeback Kid and Being as an Ocean, and I'm a little nervous because the sound wasn't that good last time I was there, but I have faith that since they're headlining, the sound guys are going to do a better job. High frequency vocals, which Stray even has on the record, obviously, are always something that takes me a while to get used to. It's tough to just jump right into a band with high frequency vocals, like even Every Time I Die or Let Live. They both have high frequency screams from their screamers, and it took me a while to get into both of these bands, but once it kind of clicks, which it did really for Stray with me on this album, it clicked more than anything. It's a beautiful thing because I love Stray from the Path now. And when it comes to the sound on record on this release, Stray's sound is just so compressed. The whole album sounds like it was just recorded in a room pretty much as big as I'm recording right now. Like, I can only fit about maybe 50 people on a good day. If everyone's very limber, we can fit 50 people in this room. It sounds like it was recorded in a really small space, and all the sound is just piled into this little thing. And it's cool if Stray's trying to have a very distinguishable sound, because if you turn on any song on this album, you can tell right away that's Stray from the Path. And if that's what they want, it's getting accomplished. I just wish it was a sonically larger album. But the compressed sound of this album is absolutely not enough to keep me away from it. I heard Outbreak when it first came out, and I was like, this sounds exactly like Rage Against the Machine, which it does. And this whole album doesn't sound like a carbon copy of Rage Against the Machine. It's kind of just Outbreak. But Stray is still progressing that Rage Against the Machine sound, and they're much more aggressive. So they're really fulfilling anyone that needs their Rage Against the Machine fix and anyone who wants their hardcore fix, and it's a beautiful combination. We even stray from the Rage Against the Machine sound when the lead singer of Architects shows up, and the lead singer of Enter Shikari shows up, and even some small Brooklyn-based rapper who name escapes me. I love Architects and I love Enter Shikari. They're two bands that don't really sound anything like Stray from the Path, but both their voices fit perfectly on this album. They both deliver very heavy screams, which is great to hear from Enter Shikari since they've gone down a much different path now towards much more atmospheric, instrumental, less metalcore, and it's great to hear Rue just screaming and getting those aggressive fucking nyah. And as I said earlier, the lyrics on this album are absurdly outlandish and fantastic all throughout. The song D-I-E-P-I-G, which is one of my favorite songs on the album, that stands for Die Pig. Those of who don't have the album and haven't seen that in writing. Stray wrote this song about older guys in bands going after girls that are younger than 18, girls that they should not be talking to, girls that it is illegal for them to talk to, girls that make these guys sexual predators, and Stray does not give a shit about what you think about how they feel on this topic. And they come through with the metal diss of 2015, calling out Front Porch Step in the first verse of this song. Stray is almost poetic with the intro to First World Problem Child with the line, "Every rich white kid has something to say, shut the fuck up." That's my favorite song on the album. It has the best breakdown of any song on the album. The first time I heard the song, which actually wasn't until I bought the CD and popped it in, I was driving and that breakdown hit and the biggest smile ever came across my face. I also don't highlight this enough with any albums. I don't think I ever have talked about it with any album, but I love the album cover to this, which is going to be about right here once I finish editing this, because that's where I keep all the album covers when I edit. I love the cover where it looks like it's like this dead bird or some sort of creature in like a junkyard or maybe like, you know, an abandoned backyard or something, and it's just focused and clear. I love the album art, and it gets me pumped up. Death. Yeah. Bottom line is Subliminal Criminal is an extremely memorable album, and I can't stop thinking about it. Since I first listened to the album, every minute I'm out listening to it, I want to put it on. Just all those bouncy breakdowns and fun, ridiculous, outlandish lyrics. I want to listen to this album nonstop every day. Straight from the Path, Subliminal Criminal gets a 9 out of 10. I cannot wait to see Stray in the fall when they're tour with Being as an Ocean. I'm going to murder kids in the pit to these songs and just fucking listen to this album.